At both the individual and societal levels, much of human behavior is driven by forces deep within the unconscious. This concept, explored by many, including Sigmund Freud and his nephew, Edward Bernays, the progenitor of modern American propaganda, and the person responsible for its rebranding as public relations after the bad press from the Nazis' use of the term. For our purposes, we're looking at the work of Carl Jung in Jungian psychology. According to Jung, each of us has a shadow, an aspect of our unconscious selves that lies just below the surface, exerting a powerful influence over our lives. This shadow is not inherently negative. Integrating it is crucial for individuation, the process by which a person grows. This journey of self-integration applies not only to individuals, but also to entire societies, whose collective unconscious is shaped by the values, beliefs, and unresolved conflicts of the people within them. In economics, these psychological principles offer profound insights. Austrian economics, which emphasizes individual decision-making and the feedback loops inherent in a free market, views the economy as a psychological engine. This framework highlights the importance of feedback and accountability, allowing individuals and societies to confront their shadows and grow. Fiat money, with its lack of constraints and unlimited government debt, disrupts this process, creating a world where there is no encounter with economic reality. Bitcoin, by contrast, gains credibility because it is countable. You know how many Bitcoins exist and how many you own. This clarity enables a direct encounter with reality. This encounter triggers a possible process of integration and enhanced mental health for both the individual and the society, clearing the way for real growth in a golden age. In Jungian psychology, while our shadows are often hidden from our conscious awareness, they significantly influence our actions, emotions, and relationships. The shadow is not just an individual phenomenon. Societies also have shadows. The collective unconscious of a society is shaped by its history, culture, and values, and its shadow contains the repressed aspects of that society's psyche. In America, this shadow is vast. Decades of consumerism, debt-driven growth, and political manipulation have created a fractured and unresolved collective unconscious. The disconnect between American ideals, freedom, individualism, responsibility, and the reality of how society operates has produced a shadow that manifests in economic inequality, social unrest, and widespread psychological malaise. This shadow, deeply rooted in the monetary system, remains unintegrated, creating a national psyche that is out of balance. In Jungian terms, Fiat prevents both individuals and societies from encountering their shadow. Without this encounter, integration and growth face hidden obstacles. In a Fiat system, failures are papered over with money printing, deficits are perpetually rolled over, and debts are never truly settled. This creates a distortion in the economic system, where there are no clear signals, no accountability, and no reckoning. It results in a topsy-turvy world where unhealthy lifestyles are promoted by obese people, and financial advice comes from poor college professors. Paper money and paper credentials, pushed through state-controlled media, create enough hot air to spin the whole world. Essentially, fiat money allows the shadow to grow unchecked, feeding off the disconnect between reality and illusion. The lack of feedback means society never has to confront its shadow, leaving it unresolved and festering. Bitcoin stands in stark contrast to the fiat system. It introduces a layer of accountability and feedback that fiat economies lack. Bitcoin is countable. Its supply is fixed at 21 million, and no central authority can print more to cover up failures. This characteristic creates a radically different economic environment, where individuals and societies must navigate according to reality. In Bitcoin, people encounter the consequences of their actions directly. There are no bailouts, no unlimited credit, and no escape from economic feedback. If you make a financial mistake, the loss is final. This encounter with reality is the first step in the Jungian process of integrating the shadow. It forces individuals and societies to recognize their failures and grow from the experience. Bitcoin doesn't allow for the distortion of economic signals. It provides clarity, creating a feedback loop where actions have consequences, and those consequences are felt. In Jungian terms, this is the process of encountering the shadow. The limitations and accountability built into Bitcoin create the conditions necessary for individuation, allowing both individuals and societies to grow by integrating the lessons of their shadow. Whereas most economists apply math to the numbers inherent in economics measurements, math isn't really the subject at hand. There's numbers, yes, but applying math to them is not how we understand economics. Austrian economics views the economy as a psychological engine. It understands that economic behavior is driven by individual decisions, which are influenced by desires, fears, and incentives. Austrian economists argue that for an economy to function properly, it must provide clear signals and feedback to individuals. When the feedback loop is broken, the economy becomes distorted, leading to crises. This psychological approach to economics dovetails with Jungian psychology. Both recognize the importance of encounter and feedback for growth. Austrian economics emphasizes the need for a monetary system that provides accurate signals and forces individuals to confront the reality of their choices. Bitcoin fits perfectly into this framework. Its hard money properties provide the clear economic feedback that Austrian economists argue is essential for a healthy economy. The psychological malaise gripping America today can be seen as the result of a broken economic system. Fiat money has severed the feedback loops that allow individuals and societies to grow. By removing the natural encounter with economic reality, Fiat has stunted both individual and collective mental health. The result is a society that is out of balance, unable to confront its shadow, and trapped in a cycle of debt and illusion. Bitcoin offers a way out of this psychological malaise. By reintroducing economic feedback and accountability, Bitcoin creates the conditions necessary for both individual and societal growth. It allows people to encounter their financial realities in a clear and direct way, making both saving money and adapting course much easier. This is the process of individuation, facing the shadow, integrating its lessons, and growing one block at a time. For America, Bitcoin provides the means to confront the collective shadow that has been growing unchecked for decades. The unlimited debt, political corruption, and economic inequality characteristic of the fiat system are manifestations of this unintegrated shadow. By adopting a system that forces accountability and provides feedback, America could begin to heal. This process of healing America begins with individual Americans making a choice. Will it be the papered-over reality of America that has led to a mental health crisis? Or will Americans face reality, process it, and grow? In either case, it begins with individual actions. In the next part of this series, we'll start to look at individuals who are not only stacking sats, but stacking talents as they rode the Bitcoin-powered psychological engine towards personal sovereignty.